Dear child, you have been waiting for one more sign that the season you are in might finally change. One more apology, one more improvement, one more reason to believe the pattern will break if you just stay patient a little longer. But your body is tired now. Your heart is tired now. And somewhere beneath all the hoping, you already know you cannot keep living in this same ache. Precious one, when you hear it is over for you, do not hear a threat, hear release. Hear the end of something that is held on too long. Hear the closing of a chapter that has taken more than it was ever meant to take. Beloved, you have spent so much energy trying to make peace with what keeps disturbing it, trying to interpret mixed signals kindly, trying to explain away what your spirit has repeatedly felt, trying to stay soft in a place that keeps making you harder than you want to be. Dear heart, the thing that is ending may not have announced itself with one dramatic moment. Some endings arrive through slow clarity, through repeated exhaustion, through the body finally refusing to pretend it is untouched, through the soul recognizing that what is familiar is not the same as what is safe. Loved one, it is over does not mean you never cared. It does not mean you failed because it lasted this long. It does not mean all the time inside it was worthless. It means there is no more life for you in this form, no more peace here, no more nourishment here, no more reason to keep calling this tension home. Sweet soul, I know how hard it is to hear an ending when part of you still wants repair. Part of you still remembers the good moments. Part of you still hopes that if you say the right thing, wait a little longer, try one more time, it might become what you needed it to be. I know. And because I know, I am not speaking harshly. I am speaking clearly. My dear one, clarity is mercy when confusion has overstayed its welcome. The end of a draining cycle is not a punishment. The end of a false peace is not a loss of your only chance. The end of what has worn you down is not the end of your life. It is the end of what could not carry you forward without costing too much. Beloved, you have mistaken endurance for wisdom in some places. There are times when staying is faithful, and there are times when staying becomes self-abandonment. There are times when patience heals, and there are times when patience becomes a cover for fear of change. There are times when hope is holy, and there are times when hope clings to what truth has already outgrown. Dear heart, this is one of those moments for honesty. Not the honesty that shames you, but the honesty that frees you. The honesty that says, this has cost me enough. This is not making me whole. I do not have to call this love just because I have invested so much. I do not have to keep shrinking to preserve something that keeps undoing me. That kind of truth can feel sharp at first because it asks you to stop bargaining with reality. It asks you to stop waiting for a different outcome from the same unhealed pattern. It asks you to stop confusing the familiar ache with a future. Sweet soul, immediate does not mean panic. It means honesty. It means do not keep delaying what your soul already knows. Do not postpone the inward turning. Do not keep reopening the same wound just because closure feels lonely. Do not keep standing in front of a closed doorway calling it loyalty. Precious one, some things must end inwardly before they end outwardly. The fantasy must end. The rationalizing must end. The self-betrayal must end. The habit of calling your own exhaustion an overreaction must end. That is where the change begins. Beloved, you may not yet know all the practical steps, and that's all right. You do not need the whole road tonight. You need the truth that what has been draining you no longer gets to define the terms of your life. That truth is already a beginning. Dear heart, what is over may be a relationship that keeps confusing your tenderness. It may be a version of yourself that survives by pleasing and then collapses in private. It may be an old habit that has promised comfort and left you emptier each time. It may be a season of begging for which should have been given freely. Whatever form it has taken, the deeper ending is the same. You are no longer meant to stay under the rule of what diminishes you. Loved one, this does not mean grief will not come. It may. Endings often carry grief even when they are right. You may mourn what should have been, what almost was, what you wished would become different, what you gave, what you lost. That grief is not a sign that the ending is wrong. Sometimes grief is simply love learning a new shape. Sweet soul, I do not rush your grief. I do not ask you to smile too quickly or call pain progress before your heart can bear it. But I do ask this: do not turn grief into a reason to return to what is already ended in truth. Do not confuse missing it with needing it. Do not confuse sorrow with a sign to go back. Your heart can ache and still be moving in the right direction. Sometimes the first feeling after a true ending is not relief, it's emptiness, disorientation, silence where noise used to be. Sometimes it's simply the calm of no longer fighting what had already become clear. That calm can feel unfamiliar if you've lived too long in tension. You may mistake the absence of drama for loss of meaning, but peace does not need to shout to be real. Dear heart, notice what has already changed. You are more honest now about the cost, more aware of what your body has been carrying, more able to name confusion instead of decorating it, more willing to admit that your soul has been asking for relief. That matters deeply. This ending is not only about what is leaving, it's also about what can finally begin once the old grip loosens. Clearer thought, cleaner rest, a gentler nervous system, a life not built around managing the same hurt, more room for your real self to return. Sweet soul, you have been living with too much internal noise, too much second guessing, too much effort spent trying to make the wrong thing feel right. No wonder you are tired. No wonder your joy has felt thin. No wonder even small decisions have felt heavy. What is ending has also been stealing your simplicity, the ability to know what you feel without arguing it down, to rest without rehearsing, to move through a day without so much inner static. You were not made to live this divided. Beloved, the invitation now is not to force joy or rush forward. It is to agree with what is true, to stop defending what has been diminishing you, to stop waiting for a clearer sign than the repeated strain you have already felt. Fear may come, fear of emptiness, regret, loneliness, misunderstanding, or that nothing better will follow. These fears are human, but fear of emptiness must not become a contract with harm. Loneliness must not become a reason to stay where you are hurt. There is a shelter on the other side of this ending, not perfection, but a place where your spirit no longer has to stand in the rain pretending it is not soaked, a place where truth and rest begin to live closer together. You may not feel ready, and that's all right. Sometimes readiness is simply being unwilling to keep lying to yourself. Sometimes it's one quiet sentence: this ends here. There is dignity in that sentence, not because it is dramatic, but because it is true. Dear heart, you will not heal by pretending this didn't matter. You will heal by refusing to hand your future back to it, by letting the truth of the ending become a boundary, by making space for your life to stop revolving around what keeps taking. Do not rush to fill the silence. Let the quiet be quiet for a while, not because nothing is happening, but because so much is no longer happening. Your worth was never tied to saving this. Your lovability was never dependent on enduring it longer. You do not fail by honoring truth. You begin to come home to yourself. If tears come, let them come kindly. If numbness comes, do not judge it. If relief comes, do not push it away. Many feelings can walk beside a true ending. None of them need to become your master. Compassion without clarity becomes self-loss. Love without truth becomes confusion. Kindness without boundaries becomes exhaustion. You are learning a better way now. Rest in this truth. What has been breaking you down does not get to keep calling itself your home. that season has reached its true end. I remain with you in the stillness that follows truth, until the ending feels less like loss and more like freedom. Amen.